God, he's a guy that really hated the fact that he liked me. He did not want to like me. He really hated that. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this is Shot 30 Podcast, and I am Shane Newbert. And sitting across from me today is the freshly retired, the beautiful. Hey, you're one of everybody's most favorite people in the world. If people name it, Mr. Bill Brackett, how are you?
Doing good. Glad to be here, bro.
You really are like most people's favorite person in the world. You're at least in everybody's top 5. I've never heard somebody say something bad about you. I mean, I'm sure there's somebody out there.
I'm sure there is.
But
if you listen long enough, somebody will say something bad about me. Okay,
so Bill is freshly retired he worked at the prison as a major and a lieutenant. He was also, he's also a Tough Mudder super fan and super whatever, and now CrossFit. And I was just talking about you on the podcast the other day. Your muscle up.
Oh yeah, it was more of an accident than anything else, but I got it. It's
you just
achievement.
slipped it. Are you going to turn into one of those guys who can pull themselves up and then do the thing to the side?
No,
only
if I can edit it through one of your videos.
Okay, yeah, but dude, you're starting to chisel up.
It's one of those things that's interesting, man. You get retired. 50's probably too young to retire, but it's well worth getting out of the prison life.
Are you 50 right now?
Yep.
Okay, so you did 25?
27.
27. Yeah, that sucks.
In a few months, but it's something. I don't have work anymore, so now I have the gym, and like yourself, because I couldn't come over and lift in your last the thing that the state canceled on us.
Yep.
So I can't come over and do that.
Everything's being canceled on us. I would love to see you do a powerlifting meet. I think you'd be pretty good at it.
Let's put one on, and I'll show up. I'll bring Jake with and get him out of the house.
Mac?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Do it. Yeah. Okay. So to start off here, I just want to say, first of all, Shot 30 Podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, CastBox, all those things, and YouTube if you're just listening on one of the apps. Now, Bill, you are literally, seriously, I don't know if anybody gets mad at you. Do you get mad at people, or do you just walk around your whole life being the nicest guy in the entire world?
No, I get mad at people. Within corrections or even in general life, there's just some things, and no matter how mad you get, and it's basically like the world is now, whether I think something's dumb or not, my opinion, if I say, okay, I know if I don't like the Bears, no matter how much I say about the Bears, if I say the best thing to ever come out of Chicago was Interstate 55 South, my opinion really doesn't matter. And I kind of got to take that into, no matter how ridiculous somebody else acts, that has nothing to do with me.
I do the same thing a lot now. My opinion's my opinion. I don't judge people's opinions. Everybody's different, and we live in a world now where everybody's too worried about what everybody else's opinions are for it to really matter.
I'm not slamming on your Bears either.
I know, but the Bears have the worst 5-3 record I've ever seen. They could very well be 0-8 right now. But I want to. Have you ever had a really, really crazy nightmare?
Oh, many.
Tell me your craziest nightmare.
God, I can't remember any right off the top of my head.
Come on, you got a dark one in there. While you think of it, I can tell you the one I just had.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I just got into ketosis, and that night, Tamarie has been doing this sleep study stuff, so she is going to have a CPAP because she snores so fucking loud. It is, ear-piercing. And so I couldn't take it that night. I went to sleep in the living room. And I woke up, and my next-door neighbors, they were pounding on the door, and I woke up, I was like, what the hell? And they're like, Shane, we're drunk. Can we stay the night here tonight? I was like, you guys live 20 minutes away. What the hell? What are you even doing in town? And I woke up, I went over, opened the door, and they're like, they say all the things, and then I wake up right on the bed, and I was like, whoa, what? Or on the couch, right where I was. I was like, whoa, that was a dream? I get up to go get a bottle of water, and I go, And I wake up again. Getting the water was fake. So at this point, I was like, this is the craziest thing ever. So I go to tell Timmery, I go wake her up. And I'm waking her up, and she goes, yeah, babe. I was like, you're not going to believe this dream And I did it again. My eyes woke up again right on the couch. That one was pretty trippy for me. I still have goosebumps from it.
And I can't say it's a nightmare time. Maybe it was the goofiest one I can recall. And it was like, oh God, what's that movie that I thought was dumb, but now I watch it every Halloween? Ash and the Evil Dead. Is that the one where the
Evil Dead? I don't know what that one is.
I'll have to remember.
I think you're thinking of Hocus Pocus. Maybe Beetlejuice.
It could be. So either way, I'm having this dream, and it's carrying a gunny sack. I don't know where I was going with it, but either way, I get to the end of the hallway. I come into the room. I was like, all right, this thing is just messed up. It's broken, whatever. And I drop it, and it splits into like a little like mini me.
What?
And it's screaming and running around and acting. I mean, it's like my face, and it's just really weird.
What the hell?
But there is a movie like that, and that's
Austin Powers.
Maybe that's it, and that's what I credit is. I was like, oh man, I got to get that thing back in the bag because it's going to do something.
Yeah, dude.
And I woke up
or put a leash on it.
Yeah, and I woke up to the point that I was kind of looking around and almost wanted to get up and look under the bed. I don't know where Stace was at the time. And I was like, man, there's some little miniature me running around. This is weird.
Man, that's a pretty trippy one. Do you remember back when we worked together in Galesburg when my horror story computer story happened? Do you remember that?
Was that the one at the bank where you had to?
Oh no!
Money back? Okay. Well,
this one was the one where I was on the computer and I was all alone, and I never was alone, and so I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch some adult films, and like I was watching a couple of grannies getting on or whatever, and then dude, the computer took this snapshot of my face. And like it froze, the laptop froze. You don't remember this?
That'd be funny though.
Okay, and then it goes. Like it was my face, my long hair, and I was jacked then, but no shirt on, looking creepy as hell on a Sunday morning. And it says, the Department of Homeland Security, like their logo shows up on my screen, and it says your computer has been compromised for the viewing and solicitation of child pornography. And I start freaking out. I start crying. I don't know what to do. So I call the police. And I'm talking to this woman, and she goes, okay, I'll send a lieutenant over. This lieutenant gets here, and I go to shake his hand. I was like, and he just looked at me like, no, I ain't shaking that, dude. And so he walks in, and he looks at the computer. He goes, yeah, this is a virus. It's going all around. It was at Western. I was at Western campus. He goes, it's all over the place. You can get it from a UPS site. He goes, but thanks for the vivid story. Can you call our dispatcher and debrief and let her know?
let her know you don't have to register. Can't live close to a school.
Dude, I was sitting there tweaking. Like, I have to go to work in a couple hours. Like, I was. That was a bad day in my world. I was like, I was literally watching grannies.
It was nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
No, the stories I remember at work, there were several days I wasn't going to go to work, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to get up and go to work because I want to see what Shane's eating today.
Oh, God.
The day I showed up and you had a full bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken, I think was my favorite.
Yeah, I would do that. I definitely did. I did that a lot.
Or a full torpedo, or like, God, man,
and it would be gone. And then I would still get the paid lunch.
Yeah, within like a minute, and then I come over later, and you're still eating. It's like, God, man. I mean,
I was big. I was a big boy. I always wanted, during the powerlifting days, Jack's Pizza to sponsor me, because no matter what, I would get home from work every single night, and I'd put a Jack's Pizza in, and I'd eat it, the whole thing. And that was my carb load for my powerlifting workout the next day. Yeah. Dude, Jack's Pizza was where it was at. So what are you, with retirement, what are, like, I know the gym, and you're working towards some goals. Are you going to do some competitions and stuff?
Well, as soon as the obstacle races start opening up again, I'll get into those. As far as the gym, no, only if it's a local thing for fun, for charity, absolutely. I like to think I'm competitive, but not to that. ungodly point.
It doesn't have to be competitive to where you're competing against another person.
No,
I love competition with yourself.
Yeah, and the ones that they've done that I've watched here recently, and I've only been doing this for a year now, so I'm not nowhere near where I probably should be to try to compete. But for the fun of it, yeah, if I get on a team, I'll probably try something next year.
And it could give you like a great starting point, like to work towards going forward. Okay, so now what exactly happened to your hands? What's going on with your hands? Like what your hand? Do you have you had carpal tunnel?
Oh no. A while back I had a surgery for trigger finger where your finger gets stuck down. It's just a tendon thing. Through accidents, I don't know where it actually came from. It ended up getting infected after the surgery and swelled up to like 3 times the size, and now I'm just waiting to slowly get my grip back.
And so what do they have you doing for like strength for your hand?
Oh, physical therapy. Your
medicine ball, or not medicine ball, but the stress balls and stuff like that.
The little Play-Doh silly putty that you can mess around with and make funny shapes. And
gotcha.
The therapist says stop doing that.
So,
there's only so many shapes you can make before she says no, don't do that.
Yeah. I know one shape that I literally would make. It has 3 parts.
Well, there's one
that's
where
all
you
interconnected.
have to sit there and you have to roll out the silly putty, and it just keeps going like
and then if you cut a little bit of it off, and then you cut that little piece into 2 more pieces and roll those.
Okay, we're in the middle of physical therapy. This isn't appropriate. This is like for arts and craft at prison.
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, arts and crafts in school? I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could get away with that. I saw this kid. He got away with a Pornhub shirt. It was like one of their like something like that, but he got away with it for 4 classes before he got suspended. He was like in 8th grade.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was dying over that thing.
Well, that's something where we were at, because God, I remember growing up in Kewanee, which it's not a bad town to be from, not in, and nothing against it. It's just slowly nothing's there. I mean, growing up there, and I've told people this, when I was in high school in Kewanee, you couldn't wear shorts to school.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, now you can wear whatever, whenever.
It was just the dress code was kind of that strict. There were no shorts. There were no like cutoff. If you tried to leave gym class with a cutoff shirt off, you got turned right back around, and it was just it's a different time.
It's a turning of the time there, that's for sure, because people are wearing close to nothing now.
And again, that's the 80s. So.
Okay, so what is it? I mean, I know it's got to be great, but being retired, your wife still works.
18 more months.
Oh shit! And then you're living the baller life where it's not this or that. It's always together doing whatever, whenever the hell you want. But what is it like to just wake up and not have any real responsibilities every day?
Yeah, it's weird because everybody asks that, and you're, like. Most of us, I'm sure I've had a job since I was 15. Mm-hmm. After that, you go out of high school and go into the service. Basically, I've had a schedule from the time I was 15 till back in April. And you wake up and it's like, okay, let the dogs out. Huh, now what?
Yeah.
and I've got to go visit some friends and stuff. And, you take care of your little home projects, which this year, because of everything else, I ordered wood to fix the back deck. And
damn,
it'll be here in December.
You had an arm and a leg then, because you got them fat pockets anyways. But lumber right now
ridiculous,
is insane. When I show you that dog kennel that I made out there, when I show you that thing. When I tell you the price that it cost me to make that, my God. They're telling me $40 for a 4x4x8. I was
and that's if you get it within the next couple months.
Oh,
and and that's the thing. It's, I guess my retirement couldn't come out of the institution soon enough. But
I don't know why people stick around.
No,
they
got their own. People get scared to leave, and I'd be scared if I'd stay. I'd stab myself on the way home just because I didn't want to go back.
Well, that's why you purposely wrecked your truck a few years ago, right?
That's coming up. The anniversary on that's like next week.
Oh my gosh! So What you did.
I didn't purposely wreck my truck.
No. But it was so bad. It looked like you should not be here.
That's.
And you were fine?
You'll love the story. If you're from Kewanee, you know where German's Corner is, obviously.
Oh, yep.
So I'm going my way on the highway, and just out of nowhere, I don't know, maybe I was singing show tunes on the radio. It doesn't matter. But all of a sudden, just all the airbags go off. Even before there's sound, all the airbags go off. And I'm like, what the hell? And the truck starts going sideways, and I'm trying to turn it back. And you get to a point because this window breaks, that window breaks, and I'm looking forward. Well, the truck, and, I bought another truck just like it. I mean, there's so many airbags, it's like you're in this big bubble.
It was like the truck that you have outside?
Yep.
Oh, my God, that truck's
so now I can't see out the front window.
Definitely.
But from what I remember, right before I got hit, there was another car coming the other way, and now I can't see out the front window. I was like, is something going to hit me in front? So then you feel it starts rolling over, and all of a sudden you're upside down, and you see more window breaking and everything. And finally it stops rolling, and I'm still upside down.
You said you're upside down. Not many people have been through a wreck like that. Okay.
And so now, and at the point in time, you're like, okay, I'm just hanging onto the wheel because there's absolutely nothing I'm going to do that's going to fix this. Mm-hmm. And so now, and it's funny now, it's kind of scary then. I don't know if I was knocked out. So I open my eyes, and there's like smoke everywhere, and I'm thinking, oh my God, it's on fire. It's on fire. I got to get out of here. And so I'm trying to get the seatbelt open, but the console pushed over into the seatbelt. I was like, oh, what the hell? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then I know it's all the powder from the airbag, so I'm not on fire, but so I'm still scared. I was like, okay. Oh, I know. In my console, when I used to run the obstacle races, I had a window breaker, only for the fact that it had one of those little cut things.
Yeah,
a seatbelt cutter you can put and
take
the
little
tags
clip,
off your hand, and you didn't have to rip them off and hurt yourself. So I was like, oh, that's in my console.
Man.
So mind you, I'm upside down, so I open my console and everything falls to the top. I was like, no, I can't find it. I'm going to die because I'm too dumb to realize I'm upside down. So I calmed down for a second. I was like, okay, how am I going to get it? How will I get this? And the truck's still on, and I can see the radio's on. I was like, oh, somebody better call 911. So I'm hitting the truck. Mm-hmm. I'm hitting the button. So
the car has that OnStar or whatever it is?
No, that was broke. I was just hitting my radio and saying, call emergency, call 911. And I'm hitting the little thing with the phone on it, and it comes up with call Jerry. I haven't talked to Jerry for a year. Why would I want to call Jerry? I'm upside down. For the love of God, call 911. Call 911, and call Hill Correctional Center.
Yeah.
Okay, close enough. So...
Yeah, anything. Wow.
And I'm thinking at the time, and so I said yes, and it didn't answer me. And I was like, oh, I get it. It doesn't understand me because I'm upside down. That was my train of thought at this point in time.
So you've just been in a terrible car.
Yeah, so now I'm finally fighting with it. And so I push the console aside. I managed to and I unhook myself and not even thinking and fall straight on my head.
Oh,
and then the truck rolls back to its side. Finally, I was like, "Okay, I'm done. I'm beaten." And then the radio just comes on. Which of these numbers do you want to call? I was like, this one. And so
aren't those the worst questions when you're in like pure chaos? Those are the hardest questions. Like, what do you mean? What's my last name? What do you mean?
And so the whole time, and then like I said, I laugh about it now, but I was so frustrated by the time it was done, and I finally got a hold of. I actually called the prison where I used to work, got a hold of Stacy, and I said, I don't want you to panic, just,
Oh my God, when I heard that,
I said, just come here. Where are you at? I don't know. All the airbags are still out. I can't even see out.
Okay, so now, German's Corner has like a hard loop, and then a straight T-bone.
It's prior to that, where the tractor company and stuff is.
Okay, so did somebody just T-bone you then?
Yeah, they ran the stop sign.
So they T-boned you through the stop sign, and another car was coming. So
the other car stopped. I didn't get hit by the other one.
You went into the right of the road off to the side?
Yeah, I went into the cornfield in the ditch.
Okay, and now where were all these people?
The people that stopped to call 911 were coming the opposite direction from Kewanee. And they said they watched the truck roll over about 3 times. I was like, oh, it must have been exciting from your point of view.
Oh, my God.
And so then you had the people that worked at the tractor supply company. They came out to call 911. And when I was trying to get out of the truck, they're like, you got to stop moving. It's still rolling. I was like, it's not rolling. I'm laying here. I said, no, it's rocking back and forth.
In your brain, you're just,
yeah, I'm thinking,
you're still rolling.
Am I still rolling? Really? Okay, that's, fine.
Oh my gosh. I saw like and it kind of tore me in my brain. Like, I went back and forth. I saw a video of this. It said this drunk driver was going 100 miles an hour, and he hit this car, killing the 6-year-old in the back. And it's a horrible, horrific story. Both parents were in the front seat, and they lived, and the kid died. And the guy with his $200,000 sports car, driving drunk as fast as he could, he stood there and he's like, I would do anything in my entire life just to trade spots. I've made the worst decision of my life, and I accept my punishment. Like, and your heart, like, kind of for a second, like, goes, I know that the rest of your life is going to suck, but you're still ruined alive. 3 people's lives, and one you took. And all it takes is that split second, there's a difference in having a couple drinks and hopping into your car and knowing you can drive home. There's a difference in, I can't see. Yeah, and people make that mistake a lot.
This wasn't a drunk driver or anything. As I was on my way to work, and I know I don't know the person. I have the police report that says who the person was that hit me, and yeah, I was a little upset for quite a while because, a few feet either way, and it could have ended up different. And even the state trooper said that most accidents there end up different. And yeah, I was a little upset with the dude for quite some time, especially since he was out of his car and he was fine while they're still trying to get me to crawl out of mine.
Absolutely, yeah.
And again, back as you touched on it earlier, okay, yeah, I was mad, but you get to the point, did I really think that this fella got up in the morning and said, you know what, I'm going to go run a stop sign on accident just because I'm not paying attention and damn near kill somebody? No, that's not what he did.
But driving too, the drunk driver case, that's not excusable in any way whatsoever. No. Some people like road rage and that are acting stupid and belligerent on the street, that's not excusable. But how many times have you been in the situation with 1 second more or 1 second less where things could have been really horrible?
Enough.
Yeah, I mean, I know I have a lot of instances like that.
Just going over to Iowa, Interstate 80, last week I think it was, watching 2 semis pass each other. All of a sudden, the one on the left-hand lane goes up in the air like 5 feet and just slams down. And I mean, I'm about a mile back, maybe a little bit more, but
thank God.
And it's right before the bridge going over 80. And this thing goes up in the air and just slams down, and he goes off to the side, and the other one goes off to the side. And as I'm coming up, there's this huge front wheel of the semi. The one came off the one on the left and rolled underneath the one on the right, which caused them both to veer off. And so I'm trying to slow down because I was like, this huge wheels in the middle of the road.
It would crush the whole...
and so I get around it, and I slow down, and I stop, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to run out there and pick this thing up. And the cars behind me aren't stopping. They're just... And this thing's in the middle of the road. They're just going around it. And I was like, okay, I'm not getting out. The semi-driver went out and got his wheel, but I'm thinking I'm not going to stop and get hit by a car trying to do the right thing. This is a bad idea.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a time and place to, like...
I mean, I tried. I kind of felt... I would have felt horrible if somebody had hit it, but...
Feelings
there
enough
was
in
there
that.
were several people that pulled over and we're all kind of looking at each other like, okay, who's going to be the hero to go out and get this?
Okay, so I just this popped into my mind too, and I want to say this. I did see some idiots, not in person, just on a video, and why the hell you ever post this video is completely beyond me. But they were at the top of this huge hill. Okay, now to paint this picture, all the way to the right is this huge hill that goes up. Now, there's a little tiny road or something that must be up there, but down at the bottom of this hill is interstate one way, interstate the other way, at the bottom of this hill, okay? So this car had broken down. They had a flat tire or whatever at the top of this hill, and this group of people thought it'd be a good idea to push their burnt-up wheel down. And so you see this wheel starting to gain speed and gain speed. It's a big wheel, too. It's from a truck, and it bounces over the top of a car on the interstate, and these guys are all laughing. Like, the people making and posting this video, I think that should...
Well, that's just stupidity.
I mean, that's... I mean attempted murder? Like, what? Like, I mean, what other way to word it?
We probably watched people that did less than something stupid like that.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
But again, that's, it goes back to fact. Well, I don't get mad at people. You can't fix stupidity.
Oh.
I can be mad internally, and usually I am, but...
You hold your composure. You hold your composure well. I can tell you that.
We were discussing that, some friends and I, not too long ago, some of the dumb stuff people do on videos, and we were kind of excited. We were watching one of the Yellowstone videos where the guy gets out to pet the nice buffalo and then gets trampled.
Yeah.
I cheer for the buffalo every time.
Well, like, what are you doing? What are you thinking? What are you thinking?
It's not a petting zoo. There was no sign that said petting zoo when you pulled up there.
The super famous video right now of a guy making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for a bear at the park.
Yeah.
Just go get in your car and drive away.
Yeah.
Don't give him a sandwich because, whoa, my brother died because he gave a peanut butter and jelly to a bear.
But see, again, I'm cheering for the bear because that's just thinning the herd, because this person out there doing this doesn't need to procreate. So let's just get it out of the way now. Feed the bear, feed him peanut butter and jelly. Finish him up with a moron. And
you can't be mad at that bear.
Wash it down with a good white wine. I don't know.
Yeah. Do a Moscato, a little Moscato.
Yeah, whatever bears like during that part, probably more of a grape flavored one.
Are you a wine guy?
I try, but I can't remember a lot of the times.
You drink too much wine, you can't remember?
No, because I used to be, I like this one, and then like 2 or 3 days after that, when you want to go buy another bottle or something, well, which one did I like? I don't remember.
I think the only wine I've ever liked was Moscato.
Probably about right.
It's just like plain. I think that's like just a double cheeseburger at McDonald's. Like as plain as it gets.
No, I've come to the terms. I have a really good friend that lives out in California in kind of wine country area, and when you discuss things with him about it, he can tell you, well, it finishes with this, or this is what it's made out of. This, I'm not that refined.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're like grapes?
I'm from the Midwest. Yeah, does I have white or red grapes with it, or is there a difference?
Have you ever had cotton candy grapes?
Yeah. Oh, those are awesome, man.
I know.
It's right as you walk in, like Hy-Vee, they're right there.
We had a person. I said just something about it real fast. We had a person from Ireland, I believe, email us, and they were asking about cotton candy grapes because I described them as they're grapes that taste just like cotton candy.
Yeah.
Well, the story behind it is this guy, he had a vineyard and he was crossbreeding grapes like that taste purple and green and white, whatever, and he was crossbreeding them to try to make a different flavor, and he plucked one off and it tastes just like cotton candy. So he took a couple of those and he planted them and turned it into a whole cotton candy branch, and they literally just taste like candy, like cotton candy.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
Just like you're out at the fair, and they're awesome.
Man, I miss the fair food right now. Like it's been too long.
And every
for
time
me.
they try to get the fair trucks to go out and they get canceled, and it's just frustrating.
Mm-hmm. It is. I see that they were like moving around with one of like the taco trucks. Like some people, like Knuth. Like we know Knuth. He had a ice cream truck. Yeah, and he said, "I'm just looking at on one of the podcasts." He said, "I'm just looking to sell it." He goes, "I'm not going to make $1." He goes, "I'll maybe break even, but that's at most."
Yeah, that's kind of sad that it's hitting him that hard. And that was one of the things that kids, every year since the last 6 or 7, me and my boys have always done the obstacle races, which are all outside, and it's not okay. I know smarter people than me are dealing with this. Maybe some not smarter than me are dealing with it. But it looks like everybody has the precautions set up, but you still can't go out and run. I'll wear my. I get it. You have the obstacles. Okay.
It's why I struggled with baseball being canceled a lot. Like. That is the most socially distant thing. And then for running, like running and obstacles, like just run faster and do the obstacles faster than everybody else.
Yeah, you don't have to be there when everybody else is there, and sometimes it's more fun not to be there when everybody else is there because you're. But actually, that was one of the fun things, though, doing some of these because before all this started, and we could still do obstacle races. You would start off in a group of like 20 or 50. and the obstacles are made for maybe about 10 people to go over at a time. So you hit road jams and you get up there. And I've met people from everywhere because you just stand there and talk to them and you have a blast.
Yeah, and I mean, even the pictures like you've posted, like they always have professional photographers at these things, and everybody's always smiling. Yeah. It doesn't, even if they're
no matter how miserable you are, it's raining on you, you're covered in mud. I mean, you're having a good time.
Yeah, you start to get that little like mud crust where like half the body still looks like wet mud, the other half
There's been times you have to stand and wait to go over different things for so long the mud actually dries on you, and as you move it just flakes off it's pulling your hair out. Like guys like us, I mean, it's pulling your hair off and it hurts, and you're still having a good time.
What was I gonna say to you? First of all, I want to say, hey, Shot 30 Podcast is sponsored by Mrs. Newbie's Cakes and Cookies. Visit Mrs. Newbie's Cakes and Cookies today. She's taking orders for Thanksgiving and Christmas. She's the hottest thing on the block. So go visit Mrs. Newbie's Cakes and Cookies. She can only take so many orders because, hey, she still has a job. Okay? Visit her on Facebook and Instagram today. Also, visit Handmade by Haley. Handmade by Haley is making the most beautiful handcrafted signs. Everything she does, she makes at home herself. The frame, the picture, the painting, everything she does. Everything for Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day, Christmas, any season, anything for just your home. She just made us a stove topper, like where you like take the metal trays off and then you just put like this big beautiful wood piece down and it makes it like more of a
so
counter.
You got more of a cabinet or counter space.
Yeah. Handmade by Haley. Visit her on Facebook today, and she's always doing giveaways, so make sure you follow her page. Handmade by Haley. Yeah. And also, Handmade by Haley, she suffers from epilepsy, and it is Epilepsy Awareness Month. And she's been on the show and she talks about her struggles. So if you haven't seen that episode, go back to Haley Paxton. She really gives a in-depth perspective and advice with dealing with epilepsy and things that we don't realize. So go check that out. Shot 30 Podcast episode, I don't know. All right, we're back.
All right.
Dude, that Haley's ordeal with epilepsy, everything she's dealt with, it is so wild. She went from having, I think she said 400 seizures a year to medical marijuana, and it took her down to 12 to 17.
Outstanding.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that's everybody can say whatever they want about these kinds of things, but I mean, this is saving her everyday life.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to... I've always been for it, even when I worked for the corrections, even though you couldn't do it. For anybody that could, hey, you know what? Good for you. It's not going to cure everything, but if it could cure one thing, then what's the issue?
Absolutely. I do have a weird one for you. Did you see Oregon passed, heroin and cocaine are legal now?
No.
That seems a little dangerous. That seems a little dangerous to me. Heroin and cocaine... I've never even seen those things in real life, but I can only fathom.
Again, maybe it's just thinning the herd. I mean, look,
yeah, you're right.
If you have so-called, and I know people smarter than me. If you want to call alcohol a drug, is legal and killed probably many people, and I drink, and I don't oppose anybody that does. And if you want a history lesson, prohibition proved that even if you make something illegal, people are still going to get it.
Yep, absolutely. All this election bullshit, everything going back and forth. A lot of people are like, they're going to take our guns.
I'm so tired of the election already.
Gay people aren't going to be able to be married. They're going to take our guns. They're going to gas prices are going to be $7. It's just so back and forth. And then people talking about all these people posting about civil war. Well, realize that you're the one talking about. Yeah. Come on, man. Yeah.
The government's not sending troops to kick down the doors and
there's no reason to fight with each other. Everybody, it goes back and forth every 4 years.
There's always a reason, and people are still going to do it. I'm just happy the election's over, regardless who wins, because of now I don't have to watch commercials with political ads in them. But I've realized they did replace them. I was wondering what they're going to replace them with.
What TV provider do you have?
I honestly don't remember. I think it's direct.
Oh, okay, because we have Hulu, Amazon Prime.
Oh, well, yeah, those two.
So we watch football on Hulu, so we
Okay.
can watch any game. At one point, it was 9 in a row on Hulu.
Yeah.
It was like Sherry Bustos promotes the fact that farms shouldn't be allowed, and then the next one goes.
Well, because of law, you have to have the other one get so many amount of time and then back and forth.
It was like Sherry Bustos may say that she doesn't want farming allowed, but here she has a farm of her own.
Yeah.
Support Sherry. Like I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
I did think it was super cool. We had, and I think it was my very first, because I had never been political. I didn't even know what anything meant. We had a state's attorney.
Yep.
A candidate, and she would have been the youngest candidate ever maybe ever. Who knows? She's young. But she was on the show, and she won. She's
awesome.
Mercer County State's Attorney at age
you
27.
probably push voters over to her side.
She won by about 1,000 votes, and I don't know. I'm just proud of her, and I hope her the best of luck.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I made her a promise. I said that I would vote, and I didn't even know what side or nothing, but I told her after I got to know her, and I was like, "You're just a real person." And that's what I like, is just she sat across me as a real person. Did you see the Thurgood Brooks? He's running for mayor of Rock Island. Yeah, he was on the show too. So I wish him the best of luck as well. Yeah.
No, I'm still tech non-savvy, so I catch about half your shows. And I know that makes me
You've
terrible.
watched 3 shows.
It makes me, okay. I've caught about a quarter of them.
A quarter, there's 70. You're episode 70.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
episode 70.
I'm a rotten friend.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Oh, but what I was saying, after after they took all the political commercials off, now I realize that pretty much every ailment ever known to man I have, because the pharmaceuticals on there telling me that, I have like Crohn's and I have, so they filled up everything with medical, and now it's just as bad. I'm to the point where
mesothelioma.
When I worked, I didn't watch a whole lot of TV just because you go to work and you spend that 8 hours. But now I just need background noise when I'm either doing something at the house, in the garage, whichever, or even on the radio. And before, like you said, it was all political, and now all of a sudden I have to go to the doctor because I'm gonna die in 30 seconds if I don't get there.
Have you ever had trigger finger?
Yeah.
Well, it may cause more than that.
Yeah.
You may be going blind in your left eye and not realize it. Visit your local physician today, because if you ever took ibuprofen, you may be susceptible to anal bleeding, toes falling off, warts.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Read the label for more, and if you experience death, please inform your doctor immediately. I'm on top of that.
Yeah, right away. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what, like, in retirement, a lot of people think, hey, I'm going to become a painter. You got any painting skills? Any art skills on you?
I have absolutely no skills.
You have
no,
you have no
I got
skill.
nothing. No, what I was planning on doing initially when I retired, I'm big into animals, and I wanted to volunteer at some of the shelters. Mm-hmm. Well, again, because of COVID, they initially were not taking volunteers. So now it's just basically a year off, and then I'll decide what I'm doing after that.
I've got an idea for you.
So,
you can apply for your license to be a wildlife caregiver. Or exotic animal caregiver, like all these types of things, where you get your license, where people will call you, hey, I don't know what to do with this.
Come and get this raccoon off
baby
underneath my porch.
raccoon. Yeah. And then you could, play with the baby raccoon.
Yeah.
And then everybody will call you. You just pick and choose when you want to accept it.
Yeah.
You should do that. Or, well, stay away from minks right now. Sounds like minks are the number 1 carrier of coronavirus or something like that. They're killing off, one country's killing off 100% of their population of minks.
I haven't heard that one.
That's the little ferret thing, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I don't know. I wish I had somebody in here to fact check me, but...
So if somebody calls me to come to get a bat, then I can...
Oh, my God. Okay, so I had a bat.
That's up and coming. Huh?
I'm going to post a video on my TikTok in about an hour, but we had a bat in the room last night, and I was dead asleep, and this bat flies across, and Timmy just starts screaming, There's a bat. It's in the room. I woke up scared as shit. I'd never seen a bat. I mean, the only thing I ever watched was DC movies where Batman's out there. Like, I'd never seen one in real life. So that thing, and yeah, I mean, we had to get it out of the house. That would be an incredible job. Why don't you just be? I bet you would make a lot of money. Just be the bat guy.
Be the bad guy? Because you can't use Batman for copyrights.
Yeah,
I get that.
The bat guy. I think we should start that. You know, you charge $50 per bat removal and gas for travels. How often do you think that happens?
Actually, quite a bit. I had friends in I still have friends in law enforcement that say they get calls every once in a while because in like some of the older towns, big Victorian houses, those huge chimneys, they come down there and stay warm, and then they end up in the house later. And some guys have went to butterfly nets, others get tennis rackets and shoo them out. They don't hurt them, because if you hit it, you don't want bat blood all over your house.
Somebody was outside of my house telling me it was illegal. Like, if I went to get it out of the house and it died, it's illegal. I was like,
no, I don't
okay, I'm also pretty sure there's rights of intrusion.
They're a mouse with wings, but they are good. If and I don't know why stupid facts stick in my head, but during the spring and summertime, a bat will eat its own weight in bugs.
Oh, yeah.
So they're, nice to have out there. And, guys like us don't have to worry about them getting in our hair.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
flying around and getting caught.
I mean, it doesn't... The only thing about a bat, I think, that really creeps people out is the fact that it moves so fast. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, and it's not like a bird where it's long and drawn out, where it's, flapping its wings. It's just like...
Zoom.
Yeah, it's just like wiggling up there. Yeah. And then back and forth like that. Okay, so Bill, now you came out the Bears. Are you a sports guy?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, like what football team?
Well,
don't tell me, please God.
No, you got to remember, I grew up late 70s, early 80s.
Okay, helps. Cowboys.
No, oh God, no.
Oh, okay. Cowboys, 49ers.
There you go.
Okay.
You only have another dynasty in that area.
Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that the Bears attack
and I'll make no excuse for them. Everybody has injuries. Everybody has COVID, and yeah, they're horrible.
Well, I hope Jimmy Garoppolo goes to be a Bear. That'd be great for me.
It'd work out good for you guys if he gets back off not being hurt.
And the 49ers, they'll just bring back Colin Kaepernick.
He's allowed to come and play if he'd like. I think, regardless of his views or anything, I think his time, though, they've kind of figured him out as a quarterback.
I don't think he wants to play.
Well, probably not.
I mean, tell me that the guy. Okay, I mean, if he's better than anybody else in the league, absolutely, I'm cool with it. Or his beliefs, anything, I'm cool with it. Everything, whatever. But I don't think he wants to play. The NFL gave him a chance to have to have a day, and then he changed the location. So all the owners and everybody were somewhere else when he said, "Well, I'm going to do it here. It's not going to be under your rules. It's going to be under mine." He didn't want to. He doesn't want to play.
He may have wanted to at one point in time because when he was new, it was hard for people to figure him out. I mean, he was one of the top quarterbacks, but now you got guys that can do the same thing he has. That's a lot on a guy's ego to come back and think that, well, after I made all this fuss to get back, now I'm a third string.
Mm-hmm. And I also, like, Tim Tebow was a lot of the same things. We have a guy who's going to be on the podcast. He is Tim Tebow's hitting coach. So he's a good friend of me and my buddy Zach's. He is the Mets single A or double A hitting coach. And when he comes back, he's going to be at the house next week.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that'll be a pretty good episode.
That'll be one of them I catch once I finally get tech savvy and can watch.
There's a lot of good episodes that you should watch, Bill. I swear, there's a lot of good ones on here.
I'm sure there is. I caught you in the hottest chip, which...
Oh, yeah, that's the hottest chip is the bad one. That was the one where I needed to go to the merch room. You want to try it? There's probably a crumble of it in there. Do you want to try World Spiciest Gumbo?
Nope, still good there.
You want to try the world's hottest hot sauce?
We were supposed to do the pizza roulette thing at one point in time.
We were.
I couldn't find. I tried to order it and I couldn't find it. I think it was just one of the things that went that fast.
I'm gonna hand you this. Just give it a sniff. Don't touch the top. Okay, just give it a sniff. No, get it up close. Smell how putrid that is. That's the bomb beyond insanity. That thing is just...
Well, my nose was plugged up. I'm good now.
Yeah, that'll break COVID. If you got COVID, just take a chip with that. When me and Joe did that, I swear to you, we played this. Yeah, we played spin the bottle with cupcakes, and so on half the cupcakes were some of the world's hottest hot sauces, and he got them all, and I just got naked cupcakes. Like I just got normal cupcakes. Yeah, it was a blast.
When I was still at corrections, we sat in the office one night right at the end of work and did the not gumballs, what are the jelly beans that had the rancid flavor, just to see.
God, I hate those.
And I got 3 in a row and I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Bean boozled.
Maybe it was Derek that was across from me, or I don't know who it was, honestly. And
I hated
they got good ones every single time. 3 times in a row, I was like, I'm done, man. I think I'm going to throw up.
I hated being boozled.
Who comes up with that, though?
Oh,
it's just
God.
At what point in time are you sitting there and go, you know what sounds like a great idea?
I think it starts out, it has to start out as, this is a joke. And then it goes, this is kind of a good idea.
Well, you figured out with everybody, kind of locked at home through 2020, you think more of those ideas would come out.
Oh, I bet they're in the works.
Because everybody, well, what'd you do during lockdown? Me, nothing. I tried some Spanish lessons. They went terribly.
I bet there's going to be a lot of babies that come out of COVID.
Oh, yeah. That's...
Them COVID babies. They're going to have a little bit like little bat wings. That bat that was in my room yesterday, that was probably
it could be
a COVID offspring.
Yep. Got out of the hospital. The little tag came off.
Now I want to ask you, because I've had this on my mind and I've wanted to say this on here for a while. Have you seen Borat's, those movies?
No.
I had never.
I'm going to, because
I had never seen it before.
I have free time.
Watch this new one. I was just sitting there because I'd never seen it in any of these movies, and I was like, okay, I'll just it's free. I sat there like this. How is this guy not dead? Like. Ew.
He's one that would get out and feed the bear peanut butter and jelly, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean he'd feed the bear peanut butter and jelly, put it in his butt crack, and he'd be he'd be twerking for the bear. Yeah, and I don't know. So okay, so what are things you want to do with your retirement still? I know you want to travel around.
Yeah,
I know you want to do some of those things.
Does.
You're kind of waiting more for Stacy to be.
Yeah, to get done, and for because I've taken a few solo trips by myself, and we even went down to visit a buddy in Kentucky, and on the way there they were talking about how they had stated that they were closing some of the parks so you couldn't go hiking in them. I was like, how can you close a 200 square mile park? How are you going to close this?
To go,
the park ranger is going to have to catch me, and I'm still going to get into the park.
Yeah,
may go to federal prison, but I'm going to go hiking.
Just say you didn't know. That's all.
No, we don't have anything set in stone that we really want to do towards retirement. Again, like I said, I'd like to help out at some of the shelters or do something that you'd like to do that takes up your time, because you have, basically 10 hours a day between the 8 hours you used to work and your travel time and that you got to fill now.
But you're so young, man. Like, you can literally master a craft. You can do, you can master many, you're young and healthy. Like, you have a lot of time to do a lot of things.
Yeah. And you
should start male modeling. I think I got a Speedo or two upstairs.
We're not going to do that. Oh. The whole Richard Simmons shorts that I pulled off a couple weeks, that's about as short as we're going.
If I really edit, that picture will be right here.
I can find it for you. I'll send you the solo one, since I don't have permission for everybody else, so I'll send you the solo.
Okay. Yeah.
But
okay.
No, I've thought about, just like you said, you know what, and I'm a big advocate and like a vocational schools. I thought, you know what, maybe I'll go learn welding, or maybe, just something, or to practice at it, to have something to do.
Did you ever do the upward mobility program through? Yep. Okay, so when I was it was when they kept canceling it, cancel. And so now with Timmery, my wife, working for the state, I almost have an associate's degree, and I had never been to college. Like, through the state, I'm able to do this, and I'm taking 3 classes right now. I took 3 last semester, and it is like the coolest thing ever. Yeah.
It turned out I didn't need them for anything in the upper mobility program. After I'd gotten out of the service, there's a program where you can send in your DD-214 of everything you'd done in the service. And
did you buy back military time?
Oh, God, no, it's too expensive. And it wouldn't have... It would have helped me out a little bit financially, but I'm to the point my pension covers what I live on, and I'm happy.
Do you get a pension through the military, too?
No.
Nah.
Nope, not enough time in there.
What did you just do, 4 and out?
4, and then I did 4 years of National Guard.
Oh, okay.
But with all the training and different classes that I didn't even realize I honestly went to when I was in the service, which is one of those where they probably said, hey, come here, guys, you guys are going to this one today, because during my first half, it was all during peacetime, and you had nothing to do other than somebody telling you, hey, go here, you're going to learn how to play with C4 today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds like a great
fun
idea,
day.
Stumpy.
The guy who says it,
yeah,
he's sitting Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah,
Forrest Gump
made me the man I am today. But no, I sent all this stuff off to U of I, Illinois, because they had a program where they converted it all over into college credits. I received I like 30 some odd college credits for just ridiculous stuff I had done that if they only knew what we did, why we were there.
Yeah.
Because I remember one, I had like 6 credits for surveying. And I was like, there is absolutely nothing I did in my whole career that would say that I knew how to survey anything. But because of the class, because of what the description was of the class that I was in, it said this is what you get.
Oh, that's awesome. If you could have picked any other job, what would it have been? Like start to finish, be retired right now. What job would have been?
Minus corrections?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's tough. I mean, I'm sure.
Did you have a dream? Like you had like a dream job? Like you wanted to be a rapper? You look like you may have wanted to be a rapper.
I can't do Eminem, so no. I don't look
maybe
good.
Dancing?
I don't look good with gold teeth. No. Male modeling was out. I'm not like Zac Efron or nothing.
Oh God, that's a hot dude, man.
I mean, he's up there on your top. It'd have to go Ryan Reynolds and then. Zac.
Oh my God, I put them both right up there.
Ryan's funny. You know, that's an attractive quality.
But like Zac Efron's now got that like rugged, like I'm starting to get rugged. Have you seen his new series?
Yeah, where he's traveling around and with the beard, I didn't even recognize him.
Oh my God, Bill!
He reminded me of you. I mean, I thought I was actually looking at you, and the little starlight things are going off.
I guarantee you're gonna get some fan mail from this. I'll probably get some stuff. Like everybody loves it when I talk about Zac Efron because everybody knows I have this huge man crush on him.
I have a guy crush,
and so I'm gonna have to hook you up with some of this merch. We got this girl. She was on the podcast. White Guys Don't Get Dates. She sent us a Zac Efron. It said like Zach's your daddy, and it was just him, just shirtless, just like that. Like we've gotten a lot of Zac Efron stuff. Zac Efron feels like to my wife. Well, my wife is much older than me, and when I say much, I mean like so much older, like 15,
Betty
20,
White or the
30,
Queen
40. Oh my God, like Betty White.
But Betty's hot too. So
Betty is hot.
I don't care what people think.
I still think Betty White and Ryan Reynolds had a little thing going on. They both talk about
it.
it.
In some movie together thing. It could have been.
Yeah, Golden Girls behind the scenes.
There you go.
Yeah.
And well, as long as we're on actors, and then the whole 2020 just destroyed my whole life when Sean Connery passed.
Oh, dude, Timmery was devastated. That was one of her favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, that's, just somebody who...
I was devastated by Chadwick...
yes.
Chadwick Brunson, or what the... Why the hell can I remember his name? I just...
well, and to know that he had struggled for all that time and nobody even knew about it.
Yeah, he played the role of Black Panther, and then that's exactly the thing where I'm not going to act like I loved the guy or knew the guy, but to hear that story of him struggling and sad and broken, but nobody knew. Kept doing
and then how
roles.
much he gave back after that, and then of course you have a few haters out too because they're on everything you do. Well, I don't know. That's why I try to stay off social media for the most.
All right, so what is your favorite movie ever? You got to have one.
Oh, well, again, I'm a kid of the 70s and 80s, so it's Star Wars.
You're a Star Wars guy?
Yeah.
Do you watch Mandalorian?
Yep. I just watched the last one, too. And you got to give credit to the right, I've tried to read some of the books from Star Wars, but God, there were so many.
And they write, well, they do so many branches of it where, like Luke Skywalker turned to the dark side in this one instead of, they do so many branches. When I was growing up, you got into it because it was black and white. It was hero, villain, and to give props to the writers, which is something I could never do. And you go back and, again, Marvel does an excellent job as a two. When you look at the backstory of the villain, you may not agree with it, but now you can kind of understand. I can't believe.
Poor Vader. Yeah, his wife died, or he believed she died prior to that, and he thought he was doing the right thing, and he got a little bit twisted there.
Okay,
doesn't mean he's completely right, but in his mind, he's not wrong.
I can't believe this is happening right now. I can't believe you're a Star Wars fan. Marvel. I thought that would be like a nope for you. That was my brain doing the thing, where...
I got my Star Wars shoes on today. See? I got a little Chewbacca on the front.
Oh, my God. Where the hell did you get those?
Stacy got them for me.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, anybody who's just listening on the podcast apps right now, he had just took off Chewbacca shoes. Look at... We got the Boba Fett. We got all the little... Oh, my gosh. Oh, we got the Baby Yoda Funko Pop. But, we had just watched...
It's timeless. Even when they redid a few of them and you may not have liked it.
Even if you don't like some of the twists or turns, what? Like, they spend a lot of time tying everything back together. Like, wow, Boba Fett's back in Mandalorian. Like, even though it wasn't Boba Fett, it was just his gear that got eaten by that creature.
Yeah,
but
he fell into the pit, and if you read the books, then you know that
he got back out.
Yeah.
Well,
but it depends on how far they want to go with the books, and it's you can go down the rabbit hole as far as you want on them.
Oh, who's your favorite Star Wars character? You got to have a favorite character.
Yeah, I lean towards Vader. Not when you were a kid, because you always lean towards Luke or Han.
I never.
As you got older, you got to understand where he came from. Well, you don't have to, but
yeah, I had the Palpatine. I had the Palpatine love, and I think I always had the Palpatine love, but I also
seeing some of the books though, it makes you feel for Vader because he goes through a lot through his little journey.
Yeah, and the actor who was Vader in 4, 5, and 6. Hayden.
I don't know his name. I can't.
Hayden Christensen. Christensen. I think it is. Well, he's reprising his role. They're doing another Vader spinoff, and he's coming back to be that Vader again. To dig into the story a little bit more, we'll see. But I don't know. Timmery is a mad Chewbacca fan. She has got an adult crush on Chewbacca.
She probably cried when Han died and Chewbacca was screaming in the background, didn't she?
Oh my God! When Chewbacca was thought to be dead, when the ship got pulled down, yeah, and then crashed,
she started crying.
She was bawling. She thought it was the end.
Don't tell her, don't read the books then.
Does Chewbacca die in the books?
Yeah.
Ooh. That'd have been a bad move.
Yeah, so she shouldn't go that route.
Eesh. So I can't believe that, like, DC, how bad they mess everything up.
They're going to have a hard time competing with Marvel.
I mean, it's not even competing. They recast a role every single movie. Yeah. Oh, okay, so now Harley Quinn's still going to be Margaret Robbie, but now Joker's going to be
But Marvel
Jim
started
Carrey.
off like that. How many Spider-Mans were there?
I mean, but they each did have 3 movies before it turned into the universe. Because Tobey Maguire, he had Spider-Man 1, 2, 3, and then Andrew Garfield had Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3. And then when they decided, hey, we're pushing this all into this universe because they had bought Spider-Man from Sony to Disney,
yeah.
That's when they took it all and pushed it forward. But
you're right. DC they're struggling.
God, I mean, like, how do you recast Will Smith? How do you do that?
Yeah, that's just another one. You can't. Unless you're replacing him with Dwayne Johnson, and he's not going to step into any of those roles.
Dwayne Johnson's supposed to play Black Adam.
Yeah, but...
And Shazam was great. The Shazam movie was excellent. I don't know if you saw it.
See, I hated it.
You hate it. It was very kiddie.
Yeah.
It was very kiddish. And I watched it with my 8-year-old who just... I think maybe that does something, too, to me. Like,
as long
she's
as they enjoyed it, so you
I love it
yeah.
because you love it. And so she's like, Shazam, and then he did this, and I was like, yeah, this is cool. And then, but
you could see it through their eyes. Yeah, I guess that would be.
I mean, I want the like Tom Hardy as Venom. I want the dark version.
Oh yeah,
I want the dark version.
I'd like to see him come out with another one there.
Just like, imagine this: Tom Hardy as Venom, Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. And let them, with no restrictions, rate it triple X, whatever the hell you want to do it.
Years back in the comics, they did have crossovers with some of those, so there you go.
Well, Venom's part of MCU hard.
Yeah, they are.
But they did do what you're saying, DC and Marvel.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Because Iron Man and Superman used to battle it out. Yeah, and that was good stuff. I still have some of those comics. I mean, no, we took them off the wall. I had a couple of them on the wall when they crossed over that because I was like, this would be the coolest thing. And it'll probably happen at some point.
I'm sure it will again.
People are trying to buy an asteroid right now worth $400 quadrillion.
I haven't seen that either.
Yeah, like
I must be out of touch.
Well, if they catch the asteroid, then it would sell.
Part of it.
Yeah, it would sell for more than the Earth is worth. That's what we're doing in 2020.
Who's buying that one? Elon?
No, Elon's probably the guy catching it.
Yeah.
And then getting the money for them buying it.
He's probably already got investors. That's just...
I don't know. That guy's a smart dude. He's a very weird, but when your brain is always...
going so much faster than everybody else's, or...
Absolutely, yeah.
When I heard a long time ago that you can only concentrate on 7 things at one time. I don't know why. I don't know where I heard it, but they said basically 7 things are on your thoughts at one time. And if that's a normal person like us, well, I might have 5. You got to believe Elon has like 110.
Oh, yeah. He's raising the American average up about 150 points.
Yeah. He's driving a sports car, and I'm still riding a bicycle.
Do you have a motorcycle?
Nope.
You seem like you'd be a retirement guy who gets a motorcycle at some point.
Nah.
At least not on German's corner.
No.
Yeah.
I had one in the past, and I think the last year I had it, I rode it for 200 miles. I was like, God, that's not even a day's worth of riding for most people.
That's what Chris does in an afternoon on his
he'll
little
do that going
motocross.
back and forth to work just because he's going to take the long way.
So are you going to buy like an RV type thing? Is that in the plans?
Yeah, we've thought about it because we want to
do
our
the
little bit
pups.
of traveling around, and we got to take the dogs with. Mm-hmm. You can only have the kids around so long to babysit, and one's in college, and the other's probably going to move away soon, and you only have so many options. So.
Where's the number one place you want to go?
I don't know. There's too many.
You got to pick one. You're gonna go there and stay there. Like, just you're picking one spot,
throughout the world.
Yeah.
Okay. I like the Nordic countries, so you'd have to narrow it down between Iceland.
Iceland, is that what, like Norway? Is that like those?
Yeah. Or either Northern Europe or.
Okay.
Because the U.S., I figure luckily enough through the service, I've seen quite a bit of that. And I can always hop in my car and travel there. Mm-hmm. If you're going to make big plans and you're going to stay somewhere for like a month, you want to go go big.
I've always wanted to go to a different country. How many countries have you ever been to?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think.
5?
Yeah.
Well, which ones?
Stationed in Germany, through the Gulf War, through Kuwait, but you can't really call that a vacation because we only spent a little bit of time there. Panama, Mexico, a handful of times.
This is where the dogs shut us out.
I feel like I'm missing one. Oh, Dominican, been there twice. That's a beautiful place.
I want to go to China. I want to go to China so bad.
Never
Just
been there.
because I know it's a complete different world. China and Australia are like two that really stand out to me. Just because I know that they're living in such a different world than we live in. Everything is all the way different in both ways. Like, Australia is very spread out, very, not poor, but like, just a small. I don't know how to describe it, but small. And then China's just packed, and everything's this, everything's that, everything's happening 24/7. I think it's awesome.
See, I think you'd enjoy somewhere like Europe too, as long as you were, start off in Germany and then kind of spread out through there. And
I gotta get a passport.
Yeah, we do too.
Yeah,
I traveled on the military for so long and I didn't need one.
They're about to make it. I think it comes into effect in February, where you have to have the new approved flight license. That comes in February, I think.
No, I hadn't heard that one yet.
Yeah, the flight license was a bill that was passed in Illinois. I don't know, but we're at the tipping mark of this pod. Bill, I'd love for you to come back, and we're gonna do the pizza roulette. Or let's do any of those pizza challenges, because I think people would be deceived by us, and we will destroy this. Any competition. That's Bill Brackett. I'm Shane Newbert. This is Shot 30 Podcast. Bill, I couldn't figure you have, like, do you want anybody to follow you on any social media?
No,
yeah. Just
we'll catch it up on another time.
We'll do it again. This is Shot 30 Podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, CastBox, iTunes is the same thing as Apple Podcasts. And like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends. That's Bill Brackett. I'm Shane Newbert. That was good.